What's up, everybody? This is Tio, I'm the gamer, and we're playing Alone with You. And this is in the third week, starting with day 12. I've actually lost part of day 11, so... Okay, well, how did it go? I didn't get much indication when syncing data with the Holosync chamber this morning. It was tough. Can't imagine explaining the situation could have been easy for either of you. We need to get you out of there again while we still can. Please come see me in the core as soon as possible. Okay. We're going to Hylian core. We should have 2 more places to go before that. Okay. I know finding your colleagues like that yesterday was tough. There are 2 more areas I need you to visit though. Please just plot a course in the shuttle bay when you're ready. So, we're going to the shuttle bay. Let's see, what are the 2 places that we can go? Currently inaccessible. We can go see Jean in the cave, or the Agrodomes with Leslie. I think pretty much, okay, let's go with Leslie first. We'll keep it consistent. Okay. Time is running out. You need to be prepared for your trip in the escape ship. As it stands, we still don't have the means to guarantee a food supply. This might be our last hope. Find out if the team's completed their research to combat the toxins. Okay. Let's do this. The researchers sometimes lived in this dormitory during their shifts since they needed to tend to plant production so closely. Privacy was important, so living quarters were all equipped with passcode locks. They were usually numeric, if that helps. Great. Suspicious flowers. That's unusual. Hidden within that flower vase is a small, round recording device. Very discreet, omnidirectional microphone. Somebody was bugging it. Its onboard memory is limited, but it's enough to capture a day's worth of sound. Let me just cut out the ambient noise, see if there's anything of value here. You might want to listen to these snippets. Voice 1, is she back yet? Voice 2, no, but she will be. Shift just ended. Any luck? Voice 1, no, this isn't going well, but I won't accept that we're failing. We can't. Voice 2, damn it, Ashley, what are we going to do? So the first voice is Ashley. The spread of the toxins has damaged much of the recording. I can't access any more than that. So somebody was bugging them. Apparently Ashley and somebody else. No, actually, okay, they probably weren't the ones bugging them, because then they wouldn't be captured on there. That's Leslie's place. So I'm thinking Leslie was probably bugging them, so that she could hear what was going on. But Ashley and somebody else were plotting something. Oh, okay. Because earlier we found out that when they had finally gotten the permission to do stuff, Ashley was working with the team to try to push everything through faster than what they were supposed to be doing. And that would go against what Leslie actually had wanted. So it sounds like that's what they were trying to do, what they were talking about there. Leslie and somebody else. Okay. Genetically modified fern. That plant looks like it's there purely for decoration, but your scanner reveals it's been genetically modified in some way. It's probably withstood the toxins that have polluted the Agrodomes for a time, but the modifications didn't work completely. Okay, so we have toilets on the other side and kitchens on this side. Here we have to the West Hall. Looks like Leslie's is the only dorms, actually. The only room here. So let's go check out the toilets and the kitchen first. Then we'll start with the halls. Oh my, it looks like that part of the dormitory sustained substantial damage. It's a good thing you keep your suit on at all times. Wait, what was that? Oh, there we go. Broken latrine, obviously. The damage has caused overflow from the dormitory's waste systems. It must smell awful in there. Your helmet should help to filter the worst of it. Okay, Inspector Rubble. Oh, Inspector Wall. Structural damage there is quite severe, although thankfully exposure to the outside environment has been minimal. Inspect toiletries package. That standard issue container of soaps, disinfectants, and creams was provided to all of you. That one spilled open. The containers were all marked with batch and set numbers so they could be tracked. The batch number on this looks to be 12. Is that important? We don't know. Inspect the wall, broken latrine. Somebody left their toiletries there from batch 12. It's an old-fashioned physical whiteboard that the colonists used to keep track of chores while they stayed at the dorm. Written over the minutiae of chore schedule is a note: days since working food processor 24. It appears that the colonists here really struggled with survival once the toxins invaded the food supply. Oh wait, what was that? Saw something. Oh, okay. Broken food processor. That food processor has been heavily damaged by exposure and general disrepair. Colonists wouldn't have been able to use it for some time. About 24 days at least. Kitchen goods. That shared pantry has been thoroughly picked through and used up. By the looks of it, even scraps of flammable material were used to make a crude fire. The situation must have been quite extreme indeed if the residents had to attempt such dangerous tactics. It looks like a flattened body back there. But since it can't be scanned, probably isn't. Did we miss anything in here? So far, the only numbers that we've actually seen are 12 and 24. Actually, that is the kitchen. Now let's start with the West Hall. Oh, wait. Though that stock is unusable to us for food production and synthesis, it appears to have been modified in an attempt to fight the invading toxins. The modification wasn't quite successful though. The plant eventually succumbed to the toxin like all the others. That was genetically modified corn. Okay, Dale Zurakowski's chambers, right there. The inhospitable landscape likely appeared almost beautiful once due to its alien nature, but now I imagine it's lonely and terrifying. It's frightful. No doubt it is, and it shows great courage that you continue with our desperate plan. Despite that, I am grateful. She's plotting something. Did we miss anything in here? Common area, modified corn. There's Ashley's place. So we have Ashley's, Dale's, Leslie's. Wait, what was that? Genetically modified grass. That plant has had its genes altered to test its resilience. It should be dead considering its exposure to the vines and toxins in that area. Still, we can't use it. It's been corrupted like all the others, just not as much. An interesting discovery. Genetically modified grass. I've got it. The passcode is 420. Sorry, I had to. Okay, Arlo's quarters. What do we got here? Large vine cluster. The vines that damage so much of the grow domes have invaded here too. The toxin has ruined everything. So far, no passwords. Okay, Matsuko Bradley's quarters seems to be the only one that does not require a passcode. Okay, so let's check out. Oh, I have a feeling I know this. Okay, Matsuko's data pad. That damaged data pad belonged to Matsuko Bradley, judging by the credentials stored within it. It contains an entry that I can still access. Things are dire here. We know now that Ashley was the one who convinced Miss Bharadwaj to change direction in our attempt to deal with the toxin. But I think she was wrong, many of us do. We made some breakthroughs, yes, but Ashley's techniques mean our research is sloppy and we aren't seeing results. Miss Bharadwaj attempts to lead us, but even I can tell she regrets even controlled Ashley. I just hope it's not too late. This room has been totally ruined by the invading toxin and the subsequent vine growth. Okay, so now we've run into a problem. The door has been reset to the default security code. Do you want to give it a try? The default security code? I have no idea. Nope. Should it be like 1224 maybe? What am I missing here? Door seems to use its own unique password. Perhaps you should see if there's a way to piece it together. I thought I saw something here. Okay, so we must have missed something here. Oh. Sweet. Okay. Since those are the only two numbers and it was a numeric passcode, Miss Hainsworth's room appears to be heavily compromised. There might still be some of her effects here, though. This is another set of private notes by Miss Hainsworth. They read, "Thought I cracked it twice. Time constraints making checks difficult. Team slowing me down. Bharadwaj looks like she's regretting our agreement, but she's wrong. She's always been wrong, stupid woman. She's locked herself in her quarters for weeks, rarely comes out. What is she doing in there? She really has passed the torch, and we'll be better off for it. Dangerous out, but I can't be here with those newly geneticists any longer. Returning to research zones to finally make this work. They'll see." What a witch. Photo of Hainsworth family. That appears to be a physical reproduction of a photo of Chief Researcher Hainsworth's parents. It was taken back on Earth. Mother and father look somewhat sullen, if I may say so. A written note says, keep trying. More research notes by Miss Hainsworth. They are highly damaged and they must have been problematic, for she's crossed out much of the content and abandoned them. The only parts I can decipher for you read, this team needs me. We have never been closer to solving this problem. We've also never been so effective. Broadwatch's bleeding heart management was such a waste all these years. We could have achieved so much more than we did. Even loser Zurikowski has put in great work when he hasn't been pining over Bradley. Just this week he isolated 33 potential strains. Broadwatch can believe it. 33 is double what he was doing under her. So someone's kind of a witch. She's pushing everybody, but she may have caused this. Because of rushing everything. Well, you seem to have figured out the default security code. Why don't you see if that works on any other doors that use it? Check. I think this door is set to its own... Hold on. I think this door is set to its own security code. You might want to look around for anything that might help you figure it out. So Dale's and Leslie's rooms have to get their own security code. So we have one more over here, Carlo Jager's. This door has also been reset to the default security code, which you've already used. Do you want to give it a try? Yeah, it was 2412. Mr. Jager's quarters is almost completely overtaken by vines and these flowers. These ones seem a little different. Carlo Jager's diary. How quaint. Production supervisor Jager kept an old-fashioned physical book in which to write his personal thoughts. How quaint. It's adorable. Most of the pages have been ruined by exposure, but a few passages here and there remain legible. A.H. is running herself ragged. I worry for her, but I worry for us all. We're tired, no closer to a cure. It's Ashley. The boss is holed up in her quarters doing who knows what. Things have gotten out of control. I don't know if we'll ever recover. And back to A.H. I believed in her. Now though I wonder, should I have? He backed Ashley, but now he's starting to have his doubts. These flowers appear to be a different pigment than the ones that were in the agroponics dome 2 weeks ago. Have they been affected differently, or were there more experiments going on here? There were more. Hopefully there's a passcode in here. Portable game system. That's a fairly new video game system. Mr. Jager must have enjoyed these kind of distractions. Long dead, unfortunately. There's a note stuck to the back that reads, "Try to beat my score, buddy. You'll see it at the very top. Dale." Underneath that is hastily written addendum. Question mark plus 66. The numbers look like different handwriting. Question mark plus 66. I'm guessing it is a default passcode. Maybe plus 66. Or those could be the two different passcodes. No. Because if 66 was a passcode, then it wouldn't actually be. Four numbers. 2412 plus 66. 24. Maybe? Oops. Okay. So we must have missed something. Try to beat my high score. See, I would say the high score plus 66. But if the thing's damaged, you'll see it at the very top. Maybe 2466. Maybe 1266. What was the first one to be in? Oh, okay. Isolated 33 plant strains. 33 plus 33 and 66. Okay, got it. Oh, even without a scan, I can tell that something isn't right in here. Aww. Alright, before we go look at Dale and Bradley's bodies, go ahead and check out the rest of this. Okay, guess there isn't anything else to check out. Alright. Okay, if you remember, Dale had kind of like a crush on Bradley. We found a photo and he was like looking at her, like he liked her. And then they ended up getting together. But Bradley, the woman, she was kind of like, you know, she wasn't really sure she was all that into it, I guess. She kind of, or said, like, oh, he's sweet, but, you know. It appears that you have discovered the corpses of geneticists Dale Zurikowski and Matsuko Bradley. I'm sorry for this new grisly discovery. The two appear to have been entwined in some fashion at the time of their death. Their remains are still holding hands, it would seem. Each one of them seems to have carved something into the floor beneath them. Beside Mr. Zurikowski is the number 46. Beneath Mr. Bradley is the number 92. Based on your scan, I would surmise that the pair starved to death in that room. So, okay, trophy earned. Yay! 46 and 92. That's interesting. 33 and 66. 33 is half of 66. 46 is half of 92. And 12 is half of 24. Well, that's impressive. It appears Miss Baradwaj was quite busy in here. Oh, there's her body over there. These are musty notes that Miss Baradwaj kept while conducting her experiments here in this room. They span almost 2 years and have faded badly. Here's what little I can still decipher for you. Work continues as Ashley leads the team. Progress is slow. I feel betrayed, but worse, I feel ashamed. That was my team, and I let Ashley persuade me. I know now more than ever she was wrong, but it's too late. Florence is gone, and Arlo too. Next passage reads, 6 months of work, only glimmers of progress. Ashley has not returned from the research dome. Dale and Matsuko continue with their research. I don't think they were doing research. And another, everyone is gone now. It's just me. Don't know how long since I've eaten, but I'm on the right track. My methods are slower, but they're better. That is so clear to me now. I should have trusted myself. The team is gone because of me. Maybe everyone is. I put everything into this new specimen. The answer seems so obvious now. The flowers. The flowers that grew after the toxins took over. We assumed they were part of the vines, part of the disease. But they weren't. They were their own little parasite, their own reaction. Nature finding that balance again. But nature wasn't quick enough to save us. This specimen will take days and more to mature before I know. I may not make it until then, but at least I know I tried. It appears that Miss Baradwaj had a change of heart and finally fought back and believed in herself. Yay, Miss Baradwaj. Leslie. What is this? There are dozens of plant specimens on that shelf. Little sheets of paper have been stuck to each, and what look like test results have been recorded. In lieu of access to a full lab, it seems that Miss Baradwaj resorted to similar techniques to keep her research going. It's remarkable. Your scan indicates that plant is entirely healthy and free of the toxin that poisoned the agroderms. This is what Miss Baradwaj must have been working on so diligently. With this plant, we can finally produce a clean, stable food supply for you. It's truly beautiful, especially considering the limited conditions in which Miss Baradwaj researched and grew this magnificent specimen. Way to go, Leslie. I don't want to look at her. Not yet. Research equipment. There's a lot of equipment collected there, including many devices scavenged from other parts of the colony. Enough to run a complete, albeit small, lab. Okay, final thing we have to do here. This will be it. Sorry, Les. I regret to inform you, Tom, that your scan confirms those remains belong to the late Leslie Baradwaj. The state of the remains indicates that she was alive long after the rest of the colonists died, likely by at least a year or so, in 2063. What a terribly lonely time that must have been. Obviously, she had been busy in there up until her death. She clearly was working on something she felt was very important. And with this somewhat grim discovery, you've secured a plant source that will grant you a much better chance of survival. We got a green thumb trophy. I can begin to process this for you on the escape ship. Good work. When you're ready, come on back home. Sorry, Leslie. Now we're gonna go talk to Leslie. Tell her she's dead. Sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Still don't know why they let you drive this thing. In case you get bored during the loading. I don't know. Kind of weird, but okay. Well, it's good that you made it back at least. Thanks, Haley. You want me to sync up the mission data? Looks like you've got another unfortunate discovery to report tonight. I'll sync the rest of your scan data for now. Alright, here you go lay down. Just me, my little purple jumpsuit. It's time, Tom. Our time here is winding down, so I hope you can make the most of tonight. You know, when you tell her that she's dead. You know, have fun. Hey, your entire crew's dead, and you died a year later, a lonely, desperate person. Have a good night. Haley, you don't get it, do you? Oh, hey there, Tom. I was just running some simulations based on that research you brought me before. Looks tired. Made some splendid progress, and I'm close to narrowing down a new formula for your escape ship. But you look like you want to talk about something else. What's on your mind? Leslie, what is it? You don't have to be coy. Oh, I think I get it. Up in your face. You found out what happened to me, didn't you? Oh, my. I must admit, I am rather unsettled by all this. I don't know what I expected, but to finally hear it is just very surreal if you understand me. You said you found me in my quarters in the Habitat Center, and with some of the others, we must have known things were going to end if we were treated there. It all sounds very sad, having no luck like that. But there's more to it than that, isn't there? You solved it. So I did. Looks like I finally figured out how to combat the invasive vine species that threaten so much of our work. When the vines began invading the domes, we weren't sure if we were dealing with a local species or a mutation. Before we knew it, they were everywhere, and our crops started to die, and we couldn't seem to reverse the effects of the new vines. It was maddening, all the conflict between our crew, all of the doubt. It was all because of this one problem that we couldn't solve. What troubles me most is thinking about what everyone else went through, what they thought of me. I guess I can't change that. But at least now I know it wasn't for nothing. What else can you tell me about what you found? Your plant. I did? That little planet survived, didn't it? It wasn't affected by the native vines that ruined so much of what we had done. Yay! Marigold and the other me managed to figure it out. So many variables, tests, moving targets, and it all came down to one single plant. We're so fortunate that the AI sent you back there. Who knows how long that plant would have survived if you had waited any longer. But nature it's remarkable. Even all the way out here, with all this going on, we were able to find something that worked. It gives me hope for the future. Even when life is so fragile, there's always a way. What else can you tell me about what you found? These notes. What I'm saying here is true. I finally did it. I finally turned it around. That means your ship will be okay. Wait, didn't I tell her like twice before? In our initial test, those flowers were so problematic, they were almost poisonous to us, and we assumed they were part of the issue. But these notes make so much sense. Now that the other me has spelled it out, I can help you configure the ship's systems to keep you safe. Now we can set the filters to understand what's actually harmful and what isn't. And since the plant you found is resistant to vines, you can grow it. I can run simulations here to test efficiency and variability or viability in different mediums, but you'll be able to harvest material for the food processors now. That means your ship can run a good long while with a food supply. I can't guarantee any of it will taste good, but it'll keep you fed until you reach Earth. Oh, Tom, this is so wonderful. The work we did at those domes, it won't be for nothing. You can take the reports home so others will know. I know I should be happiest that you're going to get the help you need, but I must admit, knowing I didn't die for nothing, you have no idea how happy that makes me. I told you before that I didn't think I was as good a leader as I should have been, and with our situation I lost control. I let Ashley change the tone and style of our work. But I was right, it just wasn't possible to see it at the time. Frantically rushing for results wasn't the answer, but I didn't trust myself enough to stand up for that. I hope the others can forgive her and me. You did great. I suppose so in the end. But I wish the other Leslie could have stuck to her guns and been the leader she needed to be for everyone's sake. Well, I can be that person now. I can do what is necessary and excel at it. No more doubts. I'm going to take this information and get your ship ready. Is there anything else you want to go over, before I continue work? Let's go to the garden. I can explain how this environment works? Sure. In this simulated place, I can configure seeds, growing conditions, and other factors, and run lifetime models very quickly. I've been using it, much like the other me was running an old-fashioned experiment, to try to narrow down viable plants for processing. But with the new information you gave me, I know what to look for and what to change, so now I can focus on maximizing yield and all that. Without that knowledge, who knows how long it would have taken me to figure out, if ever, even in here. What else do you want to review? Before I keep working, I'd like to know it all. Sure, I can give you an overview of how I can help with the escape ship. And since the ship has a portable version of the food processor system used here in the colony, you can still get nourishment on your journey. And even if you have to be induced into space sleep, having a working processor will keep you nourished until you wake up. But you can't just make food from nothing. And with supplies almost exhausted here, and with the ship's systems not being in shape, you can't survive. Thankfully, knowing how to grow edible proteins and other components again will let us create basic elements for the ship's systems. I can't guarantee that you won't be hungry a lot, but you should be able to process enough to keep you alive for a long time. So what else do you want to review? Before I keep working, I'd like to know it all. Okay. Oh no, you say you found them together? Oh my. I guess Dell finally had the courage to approach Mitsuko. I'm sure with the crumbling situation, they had a lot of time to spend together. Some people might be cynical about it, but I just can't. Maybe Mitsuko finally realized that Dale's love was real and it was a comfort she was willing to accept. It's quite possible the other me didn't even notice it was going on, especially now she was focused on her last ditch of research. Yeah, she was locked in her lab. But at the end of all that, at the end of everything really, isn't finding some kind of love a great thing? I think so. Of course it is. The other me, she had to die alone. That's no comfort, believe me. I don't think anyone truly wants that. With that, I think it's time I apply this research and get back to work. Hopefully, I will soon have what the AI needs to reconfigure the ship. You've done so much for me today just by coming here and telling me the truth. I want to thank you for that. We'll meet again, I hope, when this is all over and you have to leave, but until then, goodbye, Tom. Oh, she didn't ask me. She didn't make me promise. She was just like, nah, I hope we meet again. Later. Later, Ross. Have a good night. Meow. Good. So I don't think I would have been able to promise. My heart belongs to Winnie. I'm sorry. At least on this playthrough. Okay. So, we're going to leave it here. That's it for this episode. As always, like, comment, subscribe. And check out CMC the Gamer and Strix Gaming, my friends' channels, Chris and Selena. And have a good night. And see you next time.